Rob, through your practice, what have you tried to bring to the marketplace?
What I've found over the last 18 to 20 years as a practicing kinesiologist is there seems to be a lot of issues that arise as a result of structural alignment. And a lot of people, whether they be athletes, elderly people, are seeing various practitioners, but they're not necessarily tying their alignment to the injuries. So what I've tried to do is, through my multidisciplinary team, is educate people about their structural alignment, their posture, relate that to any conditions that they may be dealing with, and then help to manage which practitioners are best to help correct their structural alignment. This then plays into their function. So again, if they're an athlete, it improves their performance. If they're elderly, it can diminish their pain. Even for kids, it can help to prevent them from being targeted by bullies just by the way they carry themselves. So really identifying and then managing postural issues through assessment and then the proper corrective techniques.
In that vein, what is the most important first step that you like to take with a client?
The thing that I've really found is there seems to be a lack of education. People may understand, oh, I don't have great posture, or they may be seeing a practitioner for a posture-related issue, but they've never been educated. They've never been shown that, hey, their shoulders are unlevel or their pelvis is unlevel. And so usually the initial intake moment with people where there's an aha, the lights go on, is when we do digital posture photos in front of a grid and a plumb line, and they get to see from the front, the side, the rear, whether or not they're symmetrical, or if they've got any asymmetries that they can quickly relate to, wow, now I can see why I have chronic neck pain. So the photos and the education of being able to see your own alignment then opens the door for more buy-in as far as, oh wow, I can see how that would help me if I address that. So that, I think, is the most important first step, is that education.
Would you agree that that kind of functional screening, that kind of alignment assessment at the front end, not only will allow an athlete to correct any existing conditions, but also prevent injuries?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the sports medicine field that would argue that, more neutral alignment allows for better function. Anybody who's got an unlevel pelvis is at risk of injury through the unequal stresses through the pelvis and the other structures. So, even just from that initial education, that assessment, that person can walk away with a better awareness of how to carry themselves. And even if they don't get, immediate intervention by a practitioner, they've walked away with that education, that awareness that I've seen. I've seen in pro athletes that just from that one step of going, wow, look at me, I didn't know I was that crooked. They can go away, and when I see them months later, there's a significant improvement just from that one intervention.